Okay, we move on to committee reports and the legislative update. Mrs. Shorter.
Just one quick little update. I had brought some information to the community back in December, and this was in regards to fair school funding. It was House Bill 305. At the time, we were asking for help from the community and pushing our senators to basically take some action on the bill. We were not successful. The House bill passed, of course, the House with pretty solid support. It has stalled in the Senate, and honestly, I don't think anything is going to happen. So as of right now, one of the most, I would say, important school funding bills is languishing. It would be nice if the community could reach out to their senators, their state senators, and just, keep on pushing. It's an uphill battle, but it's important, and I think it's worth it. It did not take the House and Senate long to pass matters pertaining to ed choice. However, there's lots of deliberation, apparently, that Mr. Hoffman believes is in due order. And there were provisions within the House bill that would have allowed for any adjustments that needed to take place. Yes, I understand that it was a very new type of approach. The idea that you would use not such a high reliance on property taxes. However, I think it was worth the effort. So I'm still asking for the community to reach out to their senators and to make some inquisitions about this matter and just support the idea that our schools need fair funding. There needs to be a look at the whole student. Funding is, essential to what we do as a district. So still asking for help there to hopefully get something charged. That's what I've got. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Shorter. Any questions for Mrs. Shorter?
What is the number that's attached to that bill?
For the Senate, it's I think it's 376. Yeah, Senate Bill 376 is what it is now.
So was that the House bill that that was voted on and approved in the House?
That's right.
So, but now it's
305.
officially dead now, right? Because a new Congress has been sworn
We've
in.
got the
So it's going to be
134.
reintroduced.
That's exactly
Okay.
right. So as of right now, Mr. Huffman has indicated that, his term is up in a certain amount of time, and he may get to it within that amount of time, and that just doesn't sound very promising. It is unfortunate because it is a good bill, but the Senate can be very reluctant when it comes to moving matters outside of the norm, with the exception of ed choice. So that's where we are, and it's not fair.
Well, I will tell you, I had a conversation with our representative, Jennifer Gross, last evening, and she said that she is interested in working towards an equitable school financing plan. So
That's
it's
good.
encouraging.
Yeah,
Of course, that's
definitely.
in the House. We need more help in the Senate.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. But no, thank you for having those conversations and, working connections. That is important. So if you guys have any, relationships with any of our senators and House members, please continue to reach out to them and massage those
Right.
connections.
All right. Any other questions for Mr. Shorter? Okay. Butler Tech update. Nope, I just lost my screen here. Let me get it put back up. I apologize. Okay, at Tuesday's board Butler Tech organizational meeting, the board appointed Michael Birding to return as president and Brett Guido from Monroe to return as vice president of the board. We set our meeting dates to be at 6:30 p.m. on the third Tuesday of every month at the Butler Tech Administration Building on the Fairfield Township campus. 3 new board members were sworn in to represent Hamilton, New Miami, and Middletown. That makes 6 new members over 50% of the board since the end of 2019, because Lakota, Talawanda, and Ross sent new representatives in 2020. The deadline to apply for the first choice enrollment in Butler Tech is January 31st. There have been over 1,200 applications so far this year for around 800 seats. Students will be graded on a matrix based on their application and then interviewed to gauge their passion for the coursework. This will help determine who is selected. The board was presented an update on the design of the new Natural Science Building on the Monroe campus. It's expected to break ground in July of 2021 with an opening of August 2022. This building will likely double the size of the classroom spaces students currently experience. Monies for this project have been budgeted over the last 5 years and is projected to be completed without asking the community for a bond levy for construction and maintenance. The new Butler Tech documentary, The Education Revolution, is scheduled to be released in February. I did share the trailer via email today to all the board and leadership. It features 4 Butler Tech students as they balance their school life, career goals, and other social events happening. Every 8th grader in the 11 school districts served by Butler Tech will receive a special box in the mail soon. It is a virtual reality tool to help them take virtual tours of Butler Tech using their smartphones, a QR code, and/or computers. This will take place of the actual campus visits to our career labs that have happened in the past. Each year at the ACTE National Policy Seminar, that's the Association for Career Technical Educators, it takes place in Washington, D.C., and usually a technical school located near the seminar is featured and tours are taken. This year the seminar will be virtual, but Butler Tech has been selected as the feature school. Career educators across the nation will be able to take a virtual tour of the Butler Tech campuses. This is a big deal to have the country see what the successes of our students are having here in Butler County, Ohio. Finally, and timely to tonight's presentation on technology, Butler Tech recognizes the struggle that low-income students are having accessing online learning due to limited internet access. Currently, the campus parking lots are being used as hotspots for students to have free access. Butler Tech is piloting a program to offer free private LTE network outside of its campus boundaries. There is one problem with this idea, is that there currently exists federal legislation prohibiting a K-12 school that is getting E-rate funding to send out free Wi-Fi outside of its property boundaries. Butler Tech has found a loophole. From my understanding, current technology allows Butler Tech to broadcast its Wi-Fi signal from an antenna on its property out to surrounding communities. This signal can be coded so that only Butler Tech equipment can receive the signal. Non-Butler Tech equipment would not be able to use this signal even if it has the password. This can only be sent out from our adult education campuses that are not subject to the E-rate funding federal law. They are the Public Safety Complex in Liberty Township and the LaSwordsville campus in Monroe. Wi-Fi signals will be sent out to a few manufactured home parks near those campuses, and students living in those communities will then have online access to educational content for free. Once we prove this is possible to accomplish, we plan on taking these results to legislators and convince them to allow K-12 schools to do the same thing. If families are not able to use the service for personal use, like streaming movies, email service, gaming, etc., we're confident that we can convince legislators to allow us to help make online learning more equitable to low-income students. So stay tuned for more exciting details on that project. Any questions on Butler Tech this evening? Okay. Planning Commission, Mr. Bigley, anything to report?
We met just last night. We had 2 minor items on the agenda, nothing that impacts the schools.
Okay, thank you. Student Achievement, Mrs. Gundrum, anything this evening?
I do. I wanted to recognize two of our high school students, Katie Dashley and Layla Burgess. They both earned all tourney honors at the Wayne Bowl Out in December. And then the ladies bowling team also defeated Mason earlier this week too. So big shout out to all of them.
That's great. Mason's always tough. That's great news. Any questions for Mrs. Gundrum? Okay, thank you.